Kazam! Size 22 equals force, baby.
Every so often, the video game industry throws us a curveball in the form of a sequel or remake that not only did no one expect, but no one asked for. In the past, this has given us titles like Bubsy, The Woolies Strike Back. However, this also means that we get game sequels like the absolutely absurd and over-the-top Rage 2. Shaq Fu was a game that, even in 1994, no one really understood. Why did it exist exactly? Sure, Shaquille O'Neal was a big thing at the time, and he has a proven sense of humor about himself, but the game in question has long been considered a serious flop. 24 years later, and the Shaq attack is back with Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn. Developed by Big D's Productions, Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn tells you exactly what to expect, but the attempted tongue-in-cheek humor the story continues with quickly spirals into jokes that were barely acceptable when the initial game launched all those years ago. Expanding on the classic side-scroller, A Legend Reborn now offers a semi-2.5D environment, in which the player is able to move to the foreground and background, and follows a more traditional beat-em-up style. While this is a smart move for the series to grow, and yet hold on to its roots, it also makes the combat dull at best. Unblockable spinning attacks require you to run slowly out of the way, as dodging barely moves far enough to save you. It feels like a missed opportunity, much like a lot of this game. Shaq is able to jump, punch, or charge at his enemies, as well as use a stomp maneuver to break up shields. The in-game tutorial does not properly reflect how this works, and even upon understanding its application, it fails to hit more often than not. Despite being in a more open environment, Shaq will face and attack either left or right, so to hit an opponent, you'll need to make sure you are perfectly aligned with them, otherwise, your hit detection will not connect. The opponents, however, will. Ranged enemies have little to no attacking queue, so dodging will need to become second nature quickly. This also poses an annoying problem when trying to defeat them, as they can hit you at any second without notice. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn uses its sense of humor and self-awareness as a selling point for the game, but most of it is more hit and miss. In breaking the fourth wall, Shaq will mention hating crates as you break them, and restoring health consists of collecting Icy Hot. The game takes its attempt at humor too far, with heavily racist portrayals of Shaq's Chinese family and mentor. In the 90s, we let this kind of thing slide, but even for the sake of humor today, it comes across as childish and offensive rather than funny. If you do not find the attempted humor offensive or off-putting, the core of the game itself is simply lacking. The aforementioned hitbox issues, clunky and heavy-handed locomotion, and generally poor design makes the game a lackluster experience at best, and it left me thinking about any and every other game in my library. This could have been something grand, a chance to create something fun, fresh, and play off just how bad the first game was. Instead, what we get is bad 90s humor that didn't grow up, slapped with a fresh coat of paint and told it's edgy.